I hope everyone is having a great week. Thank you again for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at what's inside my camera bag and what I take on wedding days. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start and see what's in my camera bag. To start off, actually, I'm going to talk about the bag that I have. It's a Think Tank roller bag. As you can see, it has rollers. The reason why I got this bag is because initially I had a backpack and I was finding myself throughout the wedding day, you know, like an 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour day, it starts to take a toll on my bag. So what I decided to do is get a roller bag and then get me get me this Peak Design bag right here so that I can carry, you know, smaller things like flashes and things like that. And so yeah, this is a pretty cool little bag here. It's weather sealed. These are my bags that I use and I take on the wedding day. So in this pouch, actually it has a pouch. Sorry, that's kind of loud probably. In this pouch, I have a few things. So I have my camera strap. So I use a black Rapid camera strap. So you can get this on Amazon. Actually, all these links will be in the description below so that you can check them out on Amazon. But yeah, this is the strap that I use. It holds 2 cameras. So this is all I need throughout the day. And so I've been using this for over a year now and I've really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people get the leather ones, but I really like this black. So technically, actually throughout the wedding day, I wear black anyway. So this is a nice camouflage. And so you can't even tell that I have sometimes a camera on when I have a sweater. But anyway, so yeah, I really like this black Rapid. Pretty cool strap. A few other things that I have in here. An aperture light. This is a pretty cool constant light that I take on all the wedding days. This is just for backup, just in case I need shots of the rings, I need some extra light or the cake, whatever it is. And it actually is a pretty strong light, as you can see here. It's really strong, it's super cool, very light. Compact, and so this is a really good thing to have in your bag. And again, all these things will be in the description below, so I really like that light. All right, so the first thing we're gonna look at in my bag is actually the cameras. I have actually 2 5D Mark IVs. So again, I haven't upgraded to the mirrorless cameras yet. I still don't feel like I have the need to do that right now. Again, when I was in the market to buying some cameras, at the time Canon didn't have their mirrorless pro level cameras. They had the EOS R, which is what I'm recording with right now. And so I guess I do have a mirrorless camera. For the weddings, I actually use the 5D Mark IV still. And at the time, again, they didn't have their pro level like the R5 and R6. So there was 3 things that I was looking for in a camera. There might be more than 3. The first one was actually durability. These things are built like tanks. It's really sturdy. The other thing that I was looking for too is obviously dual car slots. I needed to have dual car slots for weddings. I definitely didn't want to take risks. I needed 2 car slots, so when I'm shooting a wedding, I'm actually shooting to both cars at the same time, so I have a backup as I'm shooting. And so that's definitely something that I needed to on a camera. So the third thing that I actually wanted to get in the cameras was actually full frame. And again, there's other things. This is a 30 megapixel camera. It shoots 7 frames per second, which is really awesome still. But at 7 frames per second, I can definitely still capture and not miss a moment in the wedding day. So just to let you guys know, let's see if you guys can hear it. So yeah, that's pretty good, right? I mean, I think the 7 frames per second is still really good for a wedding. Oh, another thing that I really like actually on the camera is the joystick. I really like the joystick. I definitely needed that, you know, to change the focus point and things like that. So yeah, I really like these cameras. They're still really good. The next thing I want to talk about are the lenses. So I actually carry 5 lenses throughout the wedding day. So the first one here is the 24-70 2.8 L series. I think this is Mark II. So this is the second one in the series. So this is a really awesome lens. Very durable again, and all these lenses are weather sealed just in case in a wedding it's raining. So these cameras are actually weather sealed, so that's pretty cool too. So yeah, so this is a 24-70, and again, this is actually the most versatile lens that I have. It's wide enough and it also good for portraits at 70 millimeters. So this is actually a really versatile lens. I recommend if you are out in the market for a lens and you're thinking which should be the first lens, I actually recommend the 24-70 to be your first lens. This again is very versatile, it's wide, and it actually zooms in pretty well. The second lens that I recommend, and that is the 70-200. This is actually the 70-200 2.8, and this is the Mark III. This came out I think in 2018 or 2019 I believe. It came out in 2019, and man, let me tell you, this lens is super sharp, and definitely, you know, that at 200 is so compressed. I mean, it just obliterates the background. It's really good. So yeah, I highly recommend if you are wanting to get into wedding photography or any type of photography. I think these two lenses are definitely, you know, they need to be in your bag. The next lens that I actually picked up was the 100mm macro lens. Again, these are really good for close-up shots of details like the rings, like the shoes. Actually, I also use this for portrait time. So for example, when taking photos in the getting ready moments, I usually have this lens or my 24-70 on. So if I need to take a closer shot of like a portrait or someone getting ready, or there's a moment and they're like across the other side of the room, this is still good, and it's a macro, and this thing is amazing, and it's stabilized. Actually, sorry, I forgot to mention that this 70-200 is also stabilized, and so definitely helps out a lot with camera shake. So again, this is it's not a need at the beginning, but if you want to get those close-up detail shots, I highly recommend this one. And again, this is, you know, autofocus and it's image stabilized here, and so definitely highly recommend this lens for sure. All right, the next two lenses, in the past, I would say 6 to 7 months, I've actually switched over to prime lenses. So again, I started my business with zoom lenses. I do not regret starting with those. These are still amazing, amazing lenses. The next one that I picked up was the Tamron 35 Prime 1.4. So again, these zoom lenses are 2.8 aperture, so that means, you know, the aperture is still pretty wide. You can still get really good blur, especially with the 70-200 with the compressed background. But with the 35mm, I mean, at 1.4 you get really nice bokeh in this lens. I really like it. It was either between this and the Canon 35mm 1.4, and again, I went with this because of obviously the price difference is significantly different. I think the Canon one is like $1,000 more, but I got this for $599, I believe. It was on sale, and that was the reason why I picked it up, actually, because it was on sale. And this is Tamron's like anniversary. I think it's the 40th anniversary, I believe. They came out with this lens, and it's just amazing. I do not regret getting this. So again, recently I've been shooting with 35mm with prime lenses. So this next lens is by far my favorite lens. If you like zooms, then definitely go with the zooms. If you want to start off with prime lenses, definitely this 85 is amazing. I mean, it's an 85mm and it's 1.4. It's image stabilized, and it gives me some awesome, super sharp photos. And look at this just aperture. This is just, look at how wide open that is. That's amazing. And so you get a lot of light in these prime lenses compared to the zoom lenses. Again, 2.8 is still not bad. It's still professional level lenses, but these 1.4 lenses just give you this really nice bokeh, and I really love shooting with this. So in recent times, with what's going on in the world, weddings have been a little smaller, so I've been able to get away with just using these two lenses all day. I don't need anything else. I put these on my 5D Mark IVs, and both of these are weather sealed too. This Tamron is weather sealed. I put these on my camera all day, and I've been shooting with primes, and I've been loving the images that I've been getting out of these. Again, I think from going forward, it does give you a different look, and I really like the look that these prime lenses are giving me right now. Still don't regret getting the 24-70. I still use them. Definitely the 70-200 when I'm in the ceremony. I definitely still use that, especially if I'm in the back like of a church and I need to zoom in, and definitely I'm gonna take this one out. But again, you cannot go wrong with the zoom lenses or these prime lenses. I mean, I highly recommend all of these lenses for sure. So I think the next thing I'm gonna talk about is my memory card pouch. This is a memory card pouch that I have on the wedding day, and so I carry this around. I put it on my buckle, and I just have it in my pocket. So if I need to change my memory card really quick, I just whip this out, and boom, there it is. All my memory cards here in one place. Pretty cool. So again, my cameras take an SD card, and I also have a CFast card. And again, I am backing up as I'm shooting throughout the wedding day. We do not want to lose any of those images for the clients. You cannot redo a wedding day, that's for sure, and that'll be a nightmare, the worst nightmare ever. So yeah, there you go. The next thing that I'm gonna talk about are, you know, I take a charger, always have some extra batteries in here. So I have the LP6N batteries here, so obviously you need some extra batteries. And then the next thing that I'm gonna talk about is the Godox flash system that I use. So I use Godox system for flash, and I have two of them. So I have two of these flashes. The reason why I ended up going with these flashes is a couple reasons. One, I think the Canon ones are a little pricey. So I started looking on YouTube and I started looking at some reviews, and man, a lot of people love these, and they're actually reasonably priced. I think these are $259 for one of them. That's a really good price for a flash of this capability. I mean, this is just awesome. The second reason why I ended up getting this is because of the battery. It has a lithium ion battery and it lasts forever. On one charge, I think I can do about 4 to 5 weddings. Obviously I don't do that, I still charge it after every wedding, but yeah, these batteries are awesome. I don't ever have to worry about buying new AA batteries or anything like that. I just go ahead and recharge these and they're awesome. And then third reason, I mean, the refresh rate on this is really awesome. Actually, let me try this out. So right now it's at 1/8 power, and boom, see, just instant refresh. It's really good. Let me do full power. Hopefully I don't blind you guys. That's pretty bright, right? I think it's the refresh rate at full power is at 1.5 seconds maybe. There you go. Yeah, 1.5 seconds. So I'm never shooting, almost never shooting at full power. Let's go with half power. Let's see. That's pretty quick too. Normally I'm between 1/8 power and 1/64 power. So this is at 1/8 power. And again, instant refresh on those. Really cool. And what I like about these is actually it also has a wireless transmitter in here. So I can control this with this flash. But I also have this X Pro Godox. This is my trigger that I put on my camera. So when I'm at a venue and I put two of the flashes on each corner, I can be walking around and I can still get really good exposure and really good light with these flashes. And actually, it's not in my camera bag, but I'll be right back. I almost forgot to mention that I also have that I take on a wedding day. I bought a Godox 8400. Which is a really cool flash. This is definitely a pro level flash. At a venue, if I need to just light up the entire room, let's say for example there's a white wall and I need to bounce this. I bounce this right off that white wall, I'm gonna light up the whole room. This is 400 watts of light coming out of this strobe. Man, this strobe is really strong and is really good. And what I like about the Godox system is that I can actually trigger this 8400 with this Godox V1. So I can connect these with a channel and a group. I can also connect it with my trigger here, my X Pro C trigger here, and so I can trigger all of these. That's the main reason actually that I got this system. This system is really cool. It's been very reliable for me, and so I highly recommend these. It's still kind of pricey. I think this light is gonna be in the description below. I forgot how much the price was, but it's pretty expensive, I would say, for a strobe. If you're barely starting out, you're gonna be like, but if you're in the market for a flash and you have 259 bucks to spend, I mean, I highly recommend these. And then you can build your system up. So actually, I forgot to mention, this is all 3 years, almost 3 years worth of collecting gear. It's not that I bought it from one day to another. I slowly built up my camera. So I think I bought one 5D Mark IV in 2018, then I bought the other one in 2019. And again, I still haven't found the need to upgrade to a mirrorless camera. I do want to upgrade eventually, but I am really happy with the cameras that I have right now. I get wonderful, great images from them, and so far, and for the most part, clients don't really don't really ask about what cameras you use. And again, the 5D Mark IV is still a 30 megapixel camera, 7 frames per second. It's a full frame camera, and it's Canon. Canon colors are amazing, so you cannot go wrong. And then you attach it with an L series lens, and you're good to go. All right, everyone, so that concludes my video. I want to just say thank you for everyone watching, and if you're into photography, filmmaking, business, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit that like button, share it with your friends and families, and again, thank you. Hope you're having a great week. Peace.